All right, Steelers Nation, we gotta talk Quinyon Mitchell. All right, hit that like button on the front end, and you better subscribe if you have not done so. You know how we rolling over here, baby. All right, but Quinyon Mitchell, the corner out of Toledo, tall, fast, lightning quick feet. I mean, he looks the part. He checks a lot of them boxes when you're talking man-to-man corners, when you're talking off-ball corners, just corners in general. Quinyon, he looks really, really good out there on the perimeter, man. Watching him at Toledo, obviously not a ton of action in terms of quarterbacks going at him because, yeah, I mean, he will kill them those quarterbacks. I mean, there's just some games where you watch him, he's like, bro, not one, not two, not like, bro, you stop throwing it over there, all right? He's that type of player, man. But with Quinyon, man, the one thing that I would say sticks out, he's almost exclusively off coverage. Don't see a lot of man in terms of press man from him. Now, in terms of him playing man-to-man, oh, he's a true man-to-man corner. But like I said, it's always from the off alignment. So it's a different perspective, but you get a chance to see his ball skills. You get a chance to see his anticipation skills and his lightning quick reflexes. When you're as fast as he is, man, when you have the feet like how he has, his feet go. I mean, short area quickness checks all those boxes. But more importantly, when you're watching him in that off coverage, any in-breaking route down the field, he is ultra competitive at the catch point because of how quick he gets out of his breaks. You also watch his vision, and he's not biting on a ton of the double moves. He trusts his eyes, and that's the part where you go back to the film study. Watch him in terms of some of the technique things, right? Getting in the tailpipe position when they're trying to pick him off with some of the crossing routes and stuff like that, or rub concepts. He does a good job of just all the little fundamentals you want to see in terms of an outside corner. I also like the fact that you're not, in terms of Quinyon, not afraid to tackle. My man is showing up in a hurry. Now, not as good a tackler as Cooper DeJean, but in terms of his willingness, oh man, he is more than willing and more than able to go ahead and make a tackle out there. Now, he's one of the guys that's going to saw you off. You know, he's shooting at your thighs and, you know, hoping that that's enough with a lot of speed and the cavalry will come and save him. I don't have an issue with that from a corner perspective. I want to see your desire to go make a play in the rain game, and he shows up consistently there. The other thing that I do like about Quinyon is, when you're watching him always play from depth, it gives me a little bit better perspective of where I could also utilize him in terms of some positional flexibility. He can play safety and cover at that position because we're watching him in certain instances play safety because of the depth that he plays with and the amount of times that he does versus some of these condensed formations. It puts him in safety-like areas and landmarks. But you watch his eyes, you watch how he triggers, he shows up consistently in that vein also. But the speed is what jumps off the screen to me the most. Now, in terms of the knocks, the knock is this: he played in the MAC. All right, shout out to the MACtion, shout out to all that. But I'm watching him play against Buffalo. No disrespect to UB. Yeah, it's like, man, you're not really going to see him get tested too often from just a quarterback willingness to throw over there. I thought it was some receivers, you know, that were interested athletically, but you weren't getting a ton of passes directed at him. But I will say, when it was sent his way, he answered it a big way, whether that was down the grass, whether that was, you know, versus some of the slants and some of the slot coverage elements as well. But that would be my one thing that I would say, man, just not a ton of watching him versus big time competition week in and week out. The other thing that I would say is the amount of off coverage that he plays. You would like to see him a little bit more pressed up because he is a bigger, longer corner, but yeah, just not a ton of that on his tape. Now, the caveat is this: at the Senior Bowl, you got a chance to see him pressed up, man, versus some of the bigger in talent, and he showed up. He showed up in a major way. All right, so that's part of the reason why, you know, Quinyon is still one of those people that a lot of these scouts and analysts like. A lot of these teams are interested in because of what he possesses from a physicality standpoint, his feet, and in terms of the footwork, the quickness that he plays with, and the production. All right. But Quinyon is definitely one of those guys that is interesting to me. But you guys let me know your thoughts on Quinyon Mitchell and, you know, how you feel about the Steelers potentially taking him. But either way, you know I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.